Hello my friends, it's good to see you once again, and gym reactions are out of control.
She got caught backed into a corner a bit by this woman and asked me to leave. I was like, I'm literally blind. And I wasn't as confident.
They asked you to leave?
Yeah, they got me out of it.
That's right, Toby Addison was born with sight, but by the time he was 11 started losing it, and when he was in his teens was essentially 80% blind. And on the smaller side, this is why we always have to be very appreciative of what we have. I mean, I know it's all relative and sometimes you will be down in the dumps. There's always somebody that's got it worse off than you. Anywho, while appearing on the Happy Hour podcast, Toby revealed a story when he was in the gymnasium and somebody came up to him and said, "Oh, do you like the view?" This must be a very confusing question to ask unless you're at a tourist attraction using one of those weird telescope things. Now, I do understand all this because a lot of people do feel vulnerable in the fitness palace of love, and also when you go to work out and when you go to train, people shouldn't be gawking at you. That's not what the gym is for, but after he tried to explain, "Yeah, I can't actually see you because I am blind," said person went and found the gym manager, and poor Tobe was kicked out of the gym. No. However, because he is a hero, he still made this.
Once I was in the gym minding my own business on a machine doing whatever exercise, and I hear someone a few meters away say, "Oh, do you like the view?" I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, we've got a bit of a gym creep here. I wonder what idiot is looking at this poor woman, making her uncomfortable. Why are you staring at me? Now, I don't look stereotypically blind, but one thing I do, especially when I'm focusing, is just stare into the distance. And it turns out that I was unfortunately staring right at this woman while she was doing her exercise. I replied to the woman, who's now inches from my face, all up in my area. I say, "I'm very sorry, didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm actually blind. I was not staring at you, I was staring at nothing." She's not having any of it. She tells me to shut up, calls me a creep, storms off, gets a gym worker. I plead my innocence to them, but they are not listening to me. I was removed from the gym that day. The gym should be a safe space where everyone feels comfortable, but I promise you, not every guy in the gym is a creep.
So yes, he does understand, but I would probably say that if somebody does tell you they're blind, give them the benefit of the doubt and just assume that they are actually blind. Or if you want to be a massive dick about it, you can play the fingers game. How many fingers am I holding up? But even then, they'll be able to lie to you. This does tie into a culture that has been getting worse and worse recently, though, with a bunch of creeps in the gym who do go out of their way just to go and look at people. And once again, nobody should be made to feel uncomfortable when they do go to the fitness palace of love. So if you are going there and you're not trying to train, you're not trying to lift weights, and you're not trying to do your cardio, this makes you a massive idiot, and believe me, nobody likes you. On the other side of this, though, people are getting way too carried away with this, because again, this person couldn't actually see, and he had to suffer the same fate. I don't think that's right. So ultimately, let's get down to brass tactics here, and let me repeat it for you one more time. Stop making people feel uncomfortable in the gym. I mean, you wouldn't want this anywhere else in your life, so why do we get to do it here? And no, that man, that woman, that whoever doesn't want to go out with you. You may think that they do, but I, the bored a-hole Simon Miller, am telling you that they don't. So stop oogling and foogling, and if you would like more bad news in your life, would you like to hate Chris Hemsworth? Of course you would. This is essentially the perfect male. Somebody's got to drag him down. When he was training for his newest movie, Extraction 2, though, personal trainer Luke Zocchi and hired coach Mikhail Latovny were told Hemsworth's biceps and muscles are too big and now they must be reduced. Good grief. So while we're all desperately trying to get more jacked and more bigger and look at our muscles and go, "Oh, they're just absolutely crap," here's old Chrissy boy being told, "Listen, man, you're in too good a shape, and given the role that you're about to take on, which you're being paid millions of dollars for, well, you are going to have to shrink down." Some people just have it all. But this does make sense because, again, in Extraction 2, Chris Hemsworth had to focus more on his fitness as opposed to his muscular size, and he's also been dealing with a lower back pain. And yes, if you do reduce your weight and you do reduce your muscle size, that's just going to put less strain on your body and you're going to feel a little bit better. The best news with all of this, and why I wanted to talk about it though, is because the super pros told Chris, "All right, Hemsworth, here's what we need to do, and here's our number one priority, we've got to rest." Because that's right, my friends, I know you want to go to the gymnasium every single day and bust your ass, but do not forget you also need to take some time off, because when you are relaxing and you are recovering, that's actually when your body repairs itself, and that's where you're going to see those magical gains. So for goodness sake, just find a couple of days for you and sit down and put your feet up. I mean, you most definitely deserve it. Which brings us to... This is not right. We're not actually going to talk about this, are we? Oh, apparently we are. There's no one there. Apparently, a mother who had an excess amount of breast milk decided she was going to start selling it to bodybuilders online. Oh no. Now, it is a very legit story because she said, I started to get some inquiries from men. Started with men who were interested in bodybuilding. They said it's good for building mass. Now, the article in question also said that bodybuilders are ditching steroids to take this, which is not true, but I just want to keep this one nice and simple. If you think that drinking somebody else's breast milk, look at my face, is going to get you in the shape that you want, you are totally wrong, and you may as well go and eat some magic beans. Also, I do want to point out everybody getting in touch with this person was definitely a pervert. And if you'd like some more silly information, let's listen to this fat loss coach.
3 things that immediately increase your metabolism. 1, remove seed oils from your diet. Don't cook with them. Check every single ingredients label of all processed foods that you buy and ask restaurants to cook your food in butter. 2, get 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. 3, trade your processed foods out for whole foods.
Because that's right, TikTok trainer Justin Nault has 3 tips to lose weight immediately, and there's that word you have to ignore. Nothing is immediate when it comes to fitness, and if anybody tells you otherwise, they're probably yanking your chain. This is especially true when it came to number 1, because he talked about getting rid of seed oils. Now look, let's not pretend otherwise. There will be some human beings out there that will not be able to eat seed oils and probably do have a lot of negative effects, but if you think that dumping seed oils is all of a sudden going to speed up your metabolism and you're going to look like a Greek warrior, you are absolutely mistaken. He also says if you go to a restaurant to say to the person in charge, can you cook my food in butter? I mean, that's just excess calories, and I don't want to keep ramming this home, but losing fat and losing weight is just calories in versus calories out. And I know, boring, but if people are going to keep saying stupid things, I'm going to keep saying this. The 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is also good information if you are trying to put on muscle, but once again, it is 100% not the reason for your slow metabolism. All right, maybe there is a 0.1% chance it is, but are you part of the 1%? No, you're not. And I do agree with the fact that once again you should be trying to eat whole foods over processed foods because they're just better than you. But once more, they are not the reason for your slow metabolism. And actually, if you go read a bunch of studies, you will find out that your metabolism is genetic. So some people are going to be lucky, and other people, well, I'm sorry, you just got screwed. Because you have to be disciplined, damn it. Stop pretending there are shortcuts because there's not. But eventually, you can find a healthy lifestyle. Which brings us to John Goodman. Bet you didn't see that coming. But look at this photo right here. That is legendary actor John Goodman, who was seen recently, and he has dropped a whopping 200 pounds. That's amazing. He told the New York Post he was starting this way back in 2015, and do you know what he put it down to? It didn't happen overnight. It took him a while, and he had to find a sustainable diet, and he had to find a sustainable workout program. Well, shock horror. So he started eating less junk and he started eating more stuff like fish and vegetables and a Mediterranean diet, along with fish oils. Maybe there was a seed oil in there as well. Plus he was doing 10,000 steps, and yes, he was doing the treadmill or the cross trainer 6 times a week. Stop me when you've heard all this before. Just to draw a line under it too, the big shift for Goodman is when he did find a way to make this sustainable, and he found a lifestyle that worked for him when it came to his health, when it came to his fitness, and when it came to his diet. Because beforehand, he would just yo-yo diet, he'd lose a few pounds, and then how did he reward himself? By eating a bunch of crap. Now, of course you're allowed a cheat meal, of course you're allowed a treat meal, of course you're allowed a chocolate bar on a Wednesday, but as long as more often than not you are eating well, you will be a success too. And just to end with a word of warning, as it does get more popular, we're talking about Ozempic.
You may have heard about people using a drug called Ozempic for weight loss. Ozempic is an injectable drug normally used to treat type 2 diabetes, but researchers noticed those patients also lost weight.
That's right. For the last couple of years, diabetes drug Ozempic has been touted as some sort of magic formula for weight loss, and sure, it can control your glucose a little bit, so you will see results, but of course, everybody has now taken this too far, and in America especially, the statistics have shown there have been a wave of people going to ER because they're abusing the drug. Shock. A big reason for this is because its popularity has increased, so all of a sudden there is a bunch of counterfeit drugs out there, which is why I implore you, never put anything into your body unless you're 100% you know what it is, otherwise you have no idea what the consequences are going to be. Do you know what one of the biggest symptoms has been when people do check themselves into the hospital? Explosive diarrhea. Now I want you to stare off into the distance and ask yourself, do I want explosive diarrhea? If the answer is yes, you are a very strange cat. Also going back to the Goodman story though, no, this is not sustainable over a long period of time. You can't just jump on a magical drug and think, oh man, this is all I want to do now. You're still going to have to sort your diet out. You're still going to have to sort your fitness regime out, so try not to take any drugs and get that down, and I promise you, with all of my heart, eventually you will get where you need to be. So sure, at first maybe you'll be like, oh, the cure sounds worse than the disease, but when you do find something you actually enjoy, Well, the clue is in that sentence. If you're a big fan of roller coasters, you don't go, I don't want to go to theme park today, mummy. You actually enjoy it, and it will be the same with this. So give yourself a break, give yourself some time. Remember the old adage that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And stop beating yourself up about it. At the end of the day, it is just health and fitness. It's important, but it shouldn't be making you a sad panda. Now, please do click on the video that you'll be able to see on the screen now for another one of these massive rants by me. And this one's probably going to be about how all your heroes are lying to you. Before liking the video, share the video and subscribe. And also, you can go to grillofmine.com/Simon. Use code Simon to get 10% off on supplements that I use, which is why I'm happy to promote them. Also, please do click the notification bell to be alarmed when more videos are going live. I'm also on patreon.com/Simon316. Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. On Cameo, just search for Simon Miller. And we have merchandise at Samson Athletics and Pro Wrestling Tees. If you'd like to make my day, buy one. Otherwise, though, I do hope you're doing okay. Thank you for stopping by, as always. I will see you very, very soon. Train hard, train smart, train fun. Didn't make sense.